Hello and welcome to episode 963 of the Player One podcast for Tuesday, May 13th, 2025. I'm your host, Chris Johnston. With me as always from Canada, Mr. Greg Seward.
Hello.
How's it going there, sir?
Pretty good. Just, trying to order my my Gex poster.
Are you
No,
really?
God, no.
We'll talk about that a little later, maybe. But joining me from the great state of Washington, Mr. Phil Theobald.
Hello.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going great. How are you?
Oh, I'm just ducky.
I like your Tetris shirt there.
Thanks. I wore it for you.
Thank you. You
Got
got
a little something special for you for this Mother's Day extravaganza.
you got one of them eye pieces. You're gonna get Tetris line clear.
That's right. This is an old Uniqlo shirt.
Oh, is it? Oh,
yes.
That's cool. Okay.
And actually, you may not pick up on the camera, but the little Tetraminos, that's a pocket.
It's a pocket. Nice.
And I can store.
Classy.
Gosh, if I want to store my taiko drum sticks, I can do that right here.
Sure. Well, don't run in the house with the taiko drumsticks in you.
I'm only going to hurt myself
Pocket.
if I do. So
I guess that's true.
it's
I
not
got
a
to
big
tell you,
deal.
right before the show started, I got pretty excited because I got a notification that I had an email from Nintendo.
Oh, and
And now I know they've updated their terms of service.
oh, that's great.
Yeah.
Did you get in on that?
You can no
Well,
longer
there was nothing for me to do.
take part in a class action lawsuit against them.
Yeah.
Isn't that big
Nintendo.ca
thing?
has been down. Like,
Oh,
I don't know if it's all weekend, but
like sad
it will
or
not load.
unaccessible?
Unaccessible.
Sad or
It's always been sad.
I think we have a show title.
Sad and unaccessible is
Sad
my
or
Tinder
inaccessible.
profile.
Hey, mine too. Yeah. So you can no longer take part in class action lawsuits against.
Is that what it
Nintendo.
was? Seriously?
That's part of it. That's part of it. But
That's
honestly,
hilarious. That's
so
I
many
wonder if
large
there's $5
corporations.
coupon.
How do they? That seems shady. That can't.
So
that
many
can't
large
hold up in
corporations
court.
now have that as part of their terms of service.
I
So
can't
you
see that
probably
holding
already
up
have
in
accepted it from PlayStation, Xbox, probably everybody else.
Right.
This is not the first time I've heard of this.
I have
So-
I have issues with the whole idea of the terms of service agreement anyway.
Oh,
Because
yeah.
I mean, who the hell
Yeah.
reads those? And who could
Nobody.
reasonably be expected? There was, I forget what game it was. It was a few years back. I think I talked about it on the show because I think Electronic Arts was really bad about this for a while, and I don't know if they still are, where you had to accept the TOS before the game would even start.
That's that's a lot of games nowadays.
Well, it's not
It's
every
like
game, but it
Bandai
does happen a
Namco
lot.
does that a lot too.
Bandai
But
Namco is bad for that.
Anyway, so
it's like
I,
I'm just trying to play Galaga.
I remember whatever this game was. I remember that you obviously you had to scroll to the bottom before you can accept it,
Right.
and it took
Yes.
forever to scroll to the bottom.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Like, and I'm just scrolling. I wasn't reading, so I was like, you know what? I don't know why I decided to do this. I'm going to read this thing
Oh.
just to see how long it takes, just to see what they expect you to. Not they expect you to read it, but you know what I mean, right?
Right.
It took me 45 minutes to read the thing,
Wow.
and that was the first one.
Oh no.
So it's
Yeah.
like I've always
you know what that
wondered-
is? You know what that is?
What?
Gameplay.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Gameplay.
I've always
Replayability.
wondered,
since
I've always
there's more
wondered
than
if
one.
any of that would ever hold up. You know what I mean? Like if it ever came down to, well, you read the terms of service and somebody like contested it,
Right.
Yeah.
there could be an argument made like you can't reasonably expect people to read these things.
Let's sit here in court and read this together.
Besides which, it was also a
Yeah.
product that like you couldn't return at that point. And
Oh.
Yeah.
it's like,
Yeah.
well, what if I don't want to accept this? I don't have any recourse. Like I've already given you my money. So anyway, I
Sorry.
just thought it was interesting.
Yeah.
That's our show for this week.
Yeah.
Tune in next week for Legal Eagles.
Mhm.
This has been the Hogue Law
The
blogcast.
Hoogla?
Yeah. Richard, is his name Richard? No. There's a YouTube channel.
Does this fight back with David Horowitz?
Hogue Law does lawyer and stuff for video games.
Oh.
And
Lawyer and stuff. Join us for some fancy lore and stuff.
And talks about a lot of these.
Right.
It talks about a lot of these types of topics. So
okay.
Yeah. Anyway.
Neato.
I see.
Hey, some good news.
Oh,
folks.
That would be a switch.
Good news. Giant Bomb.
What about him?
We talked about last week.
Is that a new website? I've never heard of it.
Fandom was basically going to shut it down, turn it into a guide site. Well, it turns out Giant Bomb, the guys from the most recent iteration of Giant Bomb, are buying the site from Fandom and are going to keep it going independently. So Jeff Grubb, Jeff Bacalar, Jan, Christian, Turbo Sean, Mike Minotti, all the people that I know at Giant Bomb are...
Those are in CJ's order of from favorite to least favorite, by the way.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah. That's obvious. And Dan Reichert.
You said Dan.
Really bring up the rear.
Top. Did I say Dan Reichert?
You said Dan like the second or third name.
Okay. All right. Well, anyway.
Unless there's two Dans. I don't know.
There's not two Dans. No.
Okay. Then you said Dan.
Not that I'm aware of. Okay. Well, anyway, they bought the site back and they're going to continue it on independently, which is great news.
That is outstanding.
I love that. I'm so happy for those guys and wish them all the best. I'm sure it'll be awesome. And
I guess my question is, we know what a big fan Jeff is of the show.
Yeah.
So when do we become part of the Giant Bomb family?
That's never going to happen.
I mean, I already got
like a waste of
email
Patreon
about it. I'm a little concerned that Greg hasn't.
That's he.
I'm part of Player One Podcast
supporter.
LLC in name.
He is a
only.
Patreon supporter of the
I know.
of the $5 tier.
Oh, look at that!
And I am a supporter of the Game Mess Patreon. So there you go.
How much are you in for?
Either 5 or 10.
Let's see if it's $5. Then you and Jeff should just cancel each other's Patreons. Because
that's right. Yeah.
No, don't do that.
You're just swapping the $5 back and forth every month.
Right. But I need ad-free versions of their podcasts. So, and this one doesn't have ads, which maybe we should.
Well, I mean, we've proven over the years that anytime someone wants to advertise us, you just say no and then do it for free. So
just do it for free anyway.
Yeah. Why change a winning formula?
It's so true. Well, anyway,
so have you guys been checking out this audible.com lately?
They wanted to advertise with us, but I said no. But really, they're pretty great.
I mean, just tens of thousands, if not hundreds of thousands, of the greatest electronic audio books. Contemporary favorites and true classics in as many genres as you can imagine.
Here's a list of other podcasts that will give you a code to give you a free month.
That's right.
Enter Hey Scoops at checkout.
Done.
There you go.
Well, anyway, so congrats to Jeff and everybody at Giant Bomb.
Yeah, that's great.
Super awesome.
Good. That is fantastic. I am stunned that they were able to convince Fandom to do that. I don't know what they did, how they were able to convince them, but good on them.
Very good on them.
Share their secrets with other websites and podcasts that get bought out by terrible companies.
Yeah, like Polygon, Joystick.
There you go. Remember One Up?
Probably One Up. Yeah.
Yep.
Who knows who's next?
Maybe us.
No, CJ won't allow it.
I won't allow it. No.
If some conglomerate came to you, CJ, and offered you like $50,000 to sell the podcast, would you take it?
I mean, it wouldn't just be his decision.
No, it wouldn't just be my decision.
I'll say this: my decision is yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I don't get a say.
It could be my decision because, according to legal documents, I am 51% of.
There it is. There it is. I have no sway.
Phil is 49%. So
I have a vote.
Phil.
And now all the listeners know.
Yep.
Yes. No deal. Not taking the money.
Dang it.
Not doing it.
I thought I was going to get rich quick.
Actually, we might take that. Yeah. So if anyone wants to shut us up forever,
what's that?
If anyone wants to shut us up forever, it only costs $50,000. Cheap. All right. Well, let's talk about Nintendo Switch 2 invites. As Greg was sort of alluding to, emails from Nintendo started going out
to some people.
The first waves apparently were sent out starting on the 8th of May. And that was sort of a rolling thing. Like people on our Discord.
You know what that is, CJ?
What's that?
It's a rolling start.
That's true.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, a rolling start classic for the Nintendo Switch 2.
Yes.
So some people on our Discord were getting invites after that day, and some people who didn't get the email yet were still able to pre-order it via the link to the My Nintendo store. So I wanted to check in here. I know we all registered our interest.
Yes.
Did we get invited? Now my strategy with this, when this went live, I registered my interest for the plain version of the Nintendo Switch 2, thinking in my head, well, nobody in their right mind is going to register their interest for that version because they're essentially eating $30 of Mario Kart cost if they were to buy that digitally.
Right.
So I was like, just to hedge my bets here so that I ensure I'm going for the one that nobody's going to buy. That's what I registered my interest for.
There's a big asterisk around that nobody.
Well, it turns out to have been a good move.
Right.
I did get an invite to order on the 8th. So
they were like, finally, someone's buying this.
I know.
No one's wanted to buy this version of the Switch 2.
Yeah, so I was able to pre-order a Nintendo Switch 2 from Nintendo alongside the GameCube controller.
Oh, good.
Which is what I was maybe most excited about. But that Nintendo Switch 2 is going to be my daughter's Switch 2. So
you're keeping both?
I'm keeping both. Yeah.
Okay.
So that was my experience with it. And I had no problems ordering from the Nintendo website, except my card did get declined 3 times. And I was like,
wow,
what?
That sounds like a problem. Yeah. That sounds like the opposite of no problem.
That was a problem. And then I switched cards and it worked fine.
Oh, good.
So that was me and my Nintendo email. Anybody else have stories they want to share?
I have no stories to share.
Nintendo emails?
I did not get an email from Nintendo.
You did not, but you registered for the Mario Kart World bundle?
I don't remember which one I registered for, if I'm being completely honest.
You can check it on the website.
I can't tell you. Nintendo.ca's down.
It'll tell you on Nintendo.com which one you registered your interest for. Because once you registered your interest, you can't swap. You can't change it. You're locked in.
Wow.
So, yeah.
Well,
yeah.
I think I'll be okay.
Maybe so. Anyway, good luck to everybody out there who has registered their interest.
CJ was real close, just going, good luck, suckers.
Hopefully you'll be able to get one. Yeah. And I assume there'll be more pre-ordering fun for the next 2 or 3 weeks as we get close to June 5th. Can only imagine.
I imagine, yeah.
And Nintendo is supposed to, they give you 72 hours in which to order. And if you don't, then that kind of, the invite gets recycled back and they're going to do more waves. So hopefully people will be able to order from Nintendo if they haven't gotten an order in already.
All right.
Ecco the Dolphin.
Yes.
Greg,
heard of that game.
You like Ecco the Dolphin.
I do.
So apparently, Ecco the Dolphin and Ecco the Tides of Time are being remastered.
Very nice.
By Ecco creator Ed Annunziata.
Yeah, no, this is great. Those are a couple of games that I hope I should qualify this. I hope that they're remastered using the Sega CD soundtracks, obviously.
Yes,
they're gorgeous, and that they're given, they're rebalanced or given easy modes or something. Because let me tell you, The Ecco the
Not an
Dolphin
easy
games,
game.
real effing hard. So
Echo the Dolphin is great, except for all that pesky gameplay.
It's really, really difficult.
But the first couple screens where you're just kind of jumping around as a dolphin, that's pretty awesome, right?
No, I will say, seriously, I think they're good games. I think the gameplay is good. I think it's tuned way too difficult.
I mean, it is that.
I never finished any of them.
I finished both of them.
I finished the first
not
one.
Easy.
I finished the first one, and I don't know if I ever played the second one because I kind of came to terms with the fact that as much as I wanted to like Ecco the Dolphin, I did not like Ecco the Dolphin.
Yeah.
It's beautiful. I love the concept. I love the vibes. The soundtrack, of course, is amazing. But I did not dig the gameplay. So I never played Ties of Time or
like I'm saying, if they set it so that you have more time, more oxygen time and a bigger life bar, the game will be way more playable.
Yeah.
Because that to me, that was the problem. I mean, the physics were a little bit difficult at times, and I think you can't really get around that. But I thought for the most part that they were well-designed games. I thought they had interesting level design. I liked the puzzle design for the most part. I thought it was a very simplistic control style. I mean, it was a 3-button game.
Yeah.
And it was a very well-made 3-button game. And I thought it was really a lot of fun to, figure out the physics of traveling around as a dolphin. But they were way too hard. Too hard. Especially, the Souls crowd notwithstanding, especially in today's, releasing them today, they'd be too difficult.
Yeah.
So from the chat, Coffin Colors says Vector Man level of difficult or Thunder Force 4.
You know what? I never finished either of those games. So. But I mean, I guess what I should say is, and I don't know this 100%, but with all the various research and stuff I've done on Genesis games over the years, I'm pretty sure Ed Annunziata is on record somewhere saying that these are some of those games that the difficulty was ratcheted way up to avoid rentals.
Ah, gotcha.
Which Sega was doing a lot of.
Right.
Right through the Genesis life cycle, actually. So, hopefully that's not a thing.
That would be nice.
Yeah. But I think the bigger news there is that they're actually going to be making a proper Echo 3.
Yeah.
With contemporary play and GPU sensibilities.
I don't know what that means.
That's what he said. I'm not sure what that means. I guess it'll look good. Is that what I'm getting out of that?
Yes.
It seems like you can just say it's going to look real nice.
But speaking of Echo games, so there was a third Echo game. Actually, there was a fourth Echo game because there was Echo Junior on the Genesis as well.
Right.
And there was an Echo game for the
Dreamcast.
Defender of the Future.
The little, what was that Sega console that?
Oh, the Pico.
The Pico. There was an Echo game on the Pico as well. But Defender of the Future for the Dreamcast, and I believe it came out for the PlayStation 2.
Yes.
Yeah, maybe the GameCube, but it definitely went to the PlayStation 2. That game was gorgeous.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But that was also ridiculously difficult.
Yeah.
And it's not a game that I guess that Annunziata recognizes as like a proper sequel to.
He was not involved in that?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
So I don't believe he was anyway. So I don't know that it was the same character. I don't know that it carried on the story that he had going in the first two games. So anyway, that's exciting too. I mean, it's great. I think this is a franchise that deserves to get another shot, get a modern game. So
totally.
I'm excited for it.
Yeah, hopefully they do some rebalancing because
they have to.
That'd be good.
Yeah. But also leave in the original difficulty so that
for those who want
the Souls crowd can
All right. Well, Gears of War. Have you heard of that? You know Gears?
It's a mad world.
The Xbox game franchise is that's coming to PlayStation 5 in August.
Oh my goodness.
Xbox is doomed.
Yeah. So Gears of War Reloaded is a modernized version of the original Gears of War, and it's coming to PlayStation 5, Xbox Series X and S, and PC. So it'll have all of the features and improvements from the Ultimate Edition, plus modern performance boosts, and it's going to be released on August 26th for $40.
Wow.
Yeah.
40 of your powerful American dollars.
Yeah. I played the first 2 Gears of War. And that, didn't we try to play Gears of War co-op, you and me, Greg?
Probably.
Forget if it was the first
really
one or the
liking
second
first
one.
game.
Yeah.
I remember, but I mean, I'm saying that I couldn't tell you much of what happened in that game.
You ran behind cover.
Yeah. Lots of knee-high cover.
Lots of that.
Cover.
Used one of them chainsaw things. That was one of the big...
I remember playing the second game. The main thing I remember playing about the second game is that I felt like the story was meant to be much more impactful than it was. And then, I've only played one other one. There was like a spin-off. I don't think it was an official sequel. I forget what it's called. I tried to play it a few years back and I was like, oh, this is not good at all. So
I hear that 5 was good. That's the one for Xbox One.
I'm pretty sure I played 5.
And then there was a DLC or like a standalone thing for that, which is apparently very good as well. So I'm just not into first-person shooters anymore.
Well, it's not a first-person shooter, bro.
Third-person shooter. Sorry, you're right. It's
bro.
Not.
Judgment. I tried to play Judgment a few years back.
Oh,
that was after Gears of War 3. So I think I've played all the mainline ones, to be honest. But yeah, I mean, cool. Gears of War was decent.
Yeah,
this isn't,
it'll probably do well on PlayStation, just like Forza Motorsport 5 or Forza Horizon 5 is doing very well on PlayStation now.
Nice.
It's like the second most popular game in the US and on the charts.
Maybe PlayStation 6 will be the Xbox 6.
Maybe. You never know.
I think we know.
All right. Greg, this story is for you. Apparently, EB Games is coming back to Canada.
The Echo story was for me.
Well, and this one too.
There's a lot for
you.
It's
not coming back. It's back.
It's already back.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. It's their website was updated earlier this week.
Yeah.
It says it's just a big red banner that says, well, hello again, and a little winky face emoji. Old school winky face emoji.
Wow.
Nice. Semicolon in the parentheses. So yeah, that's great. I mean, I guess they're gonna go hopefully the route of Toys R Us as EB down in the US is inevitably pulled apart and sold off for parts.
Well, it's GameStop now.
Yeah, whatever. Either way. I have, I hope that this is a thing. I hope they revamp their stores and that they're interesting to go into and that they survive. It's cool.
Possible.
Yeah.
Well, the person who apparently has acquired it, Stephen Tetrault, is an entrepreneur and, quote, longtime leader in the collectibles and entertainment space, unquote. Yeah. So what does that mean?
I have no idea. I think didn't they have stores up there already? Like he's from Quebec, right?
Possible.
And I loved the way you pronounced his name. I'm trying to look up his actual name to see how it's supposed to be pronounced.
I'm sure I butchered it. Yes.
Oh, you.
Oh, yeah, definitely did.
Tetro, I think, is probably how you'd say that. Yeah.
Okay.
Cool.
There you go.
Yep. Master. So let me see. Imports Dragon and co-owner of American action figure maker McFarlane Toys.
Oh.
And last month became a partner of Canadian chain Mastermind Toys, which is like a toy store that aims for younger children.
Okay. So maybe this is good.
So yeah. All right, cool.
Nice. Also nice, we got a second trailer for GTA 6. Did you watch it?
I don't think I watched the first one.
Did you not watch the first one? Was like 3 years ago.
Yeah,
okay. It's old, yeah.
Okay.
It was a long time ago. Yeah.
This one's new.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Only a year ahead of release.
A year away.
Yeah.
Yeah, but it looks all right. Looks good.
It looks great.
It's pretty.
A lot of people will be very excited. Yeah, it looks very pretty.
CJ's danced around the fact that he's not interested in GTA 6.
I'm not.
I gotta say, I think the character models look really good.
Yeah, it's real pretty looking.
Play it, but I'm not sure I'll like it. I don't think it's for me.
My worry about it, I really have always enjoyed the Grand Theft Auto, probably since GTA 3, I should say. I didn't really care about the first two, but the single player games were a lot of fun. I always had a good time with them. But for how successful GTA Online has been, really concerned that this is going to be much heavier focused on that. And
maybe.
And the other thing that worries me is that it'll be like a friggin' like the single player mode will be like 100 hours of padded mission crap. And I'm talking critical path. I fully realize that the whole point of GTA for some people is to, go around and do everything else, which is fine. That's what the games have always been about and where they shine. But speaking as someone who likes to finish his games, like if it comes out that it's like, oh, you got to invest like 120 hours just to critical path the thing, I don't know that I'm going to do that. I just don't see myself doing that. I hope that it's a reasonably length single player campaign that you can futz around and do whatever else you want, to pad it out yourself. But I'd like to know that I could get through it in like 20 to 30 hours. I hope.
I mean, it's only been in development for what?
Well, yeah,
13 years.
A lot of it worries me, but I got this trailer running. It looks really good. I mean, it looks really freaking good.
Yeah.
So, yeah. I wonder when they'll start talking about how, when it gets cold at night, people's balls shrink.
And they probably mocapped that too.
You remember that with Red Dead?
The horse muscles.
Yeah, with the horses, yeah.
Yeah.
It's the important things.
It's like when that information came out, it's like, okay, so they've gone off the deep end. That's too much time and money.
Yes.
But hey,
well, speaking of too much time and money, let's talk about Gex.
Oh boy.
So the Gex trilogy is a retro collection that will be coming out digitally next month, but there's a physical edition, and the one thing that people are talking about is a $200 collector's edition with a inflatable doll, inflatable Gex.
Yeah, it's a really big one, isn't it? Isn't it a pretty big inflatable Gex?
I don't know. It's 36 inch. Is that big?
I thought it was
3 feet.
I thought it was taller than that. Anyway,
yeah,
it's still pretty big.
Yeah. So a retro box, and then like a collector's edition box with art by Yoshitaka Amano, who you may remember from doing like these sort of image boards for various Final Fantasy games, and a lot of the sort of image artwork for Square stuff.
A lot of the box art
in the
Final
past
Fantasy games too. Was his artwork. A lot of the box art for Final Fantasy games
in Japan.
Yeah.
Yes. Was his artwork. So yeah, there's this Amano Gex drawing, which everyone
is very, very excited about.
Apparently everyone's very excited.
There's a lot of excitement among video game fans about Amano doing the Gex artwork.
I'm pretty confused because I don't think it looks good.
So I sent a message to you two lads yesterday, I believe, basically looking for a sanity check, because everyone's very, very excited about the Amano Gex artwork.
I think they're excited because it's Amano Gex artwork,
and I feel like I'm being punked.
That there's excitement over this artwork.
I'm I'm getting a there are four lights kind of vibe, because this looks like he cranked this out in like an afternoon, right? This doesn't look. This is
this is envelope art from EGM.
Wow.
Not even EGM. EGM 2.
I mean, is he wrong though?
EGM 2. Wow. See if you can solve more people in one phrase.
And the thing is, I love Yoshitaka Amano's artwork. Like, I am a big fan. I have a big piece of his art framed.
I remember that sitting on the floor in the back of your office there.
I mean, Amano is an incredible artist.
He's an incredible artist.
He did that EGM cover.
The EGM cover was amazing,
which was stunning.
Yes.
But everyone has an off day.
Did they explain the connection? Is there a connection?
Well, the connection is Square Enix.
We thought this would be funny.
Oh, do they own the Gex?
Crystal Dynamics. Yes. They own Crystal Dynamics.
Oh, okay. Yes. Yeah, I'd forgotten about that.
Yes.
Okay.
So that's the connection.
So at least there's a connection. Because for me, the biggest thing was I don't get it. I don't get why. Yeah. Okay.
And
now
really, if it was going to be one of these old collections, shouldn't it have been Bubsy? Shouldn't it have been?
That's your personal bias.
My personal bias showing through. Should have been Bubsy.
Yeah.
Should have been.
You just think everything should be Bubsy.
Yes.
Yeah.
What were you going to say, Greg? Say it.
Nothing.
Spill it. I want to hear what you're going to say.
No, I don't get it.
That makes three of us, I suppose.
Amano wanted a paycheck, but he also didn't want to ruin his weekend. So
it does feel like a long way to go for a funny gag.
I think that's my biggest thing, is that some of these, this is just another one of those instances where some of these sort of meme-ish old school video game gags that and limited run sims really peddle in these. It reminds me a lot of the Mega Man 1 cover, and how that just for a while that was all over, or homages to it. Capcom was really leaning into it, the Mega Man 9 and 10 artwork, and putting that character in some fighting game, and it's okay, it's I mean, it was funny, but it wasn't, and it feels like limited run leans into that stuff a lot too.
Oh yeah.
For sure. So I mean, okay, I get the link now. I honestly had forgotten that Crystal Dynamics was owned by Square Enix. So I guess I understand the link. It still feels like a really odd connection.
Yes,
because it's just, I mean, they own the property, but it's not a Square thing. It's not an Amano thing. I don't know. Hey, people are excited because it's new Amano artwork.
Exactly.
And it's apparently that's funny, but I just don't get it. So
yeah, I'm
not going to sit here and say he pumped it out in a couple hours. It seems pretty mean. But, but I don't like the piece.
Right.
So
I would have liked it better if it didn't look anything like Gex the character. If it was those old Final Fantasy images that he did, those didn't look like the sprite art that you saw in game, except for the big close-ups of those characters, right?
Well, yeah, but I mean, in those situations, at least the ones he was involved in from the start, that was all just concept art. All those characters were built off of his sketches, not the other way around.
That's true.
Right?
Yeah.
I think the EGM cover with Titus, that was the other way around, because I don't think he was doing concept art for the characters at that point.
No, yeah, I think you're right.
So, yeah.
Yeah, but I would have liked to have seen it more in something that looked like his style. This, to me, anyway, the background details look like his style, and then there's Gex in the middle of it, and it's kind of I
get what you're saying. Maybe a more more Amano-ish, sort of the elegant portrait of the character in his style. I totally get that. Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. And Amano did he did Batman stuff, didn't he?
I think so.
Those were cool.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
But I mean, anyway, we're clearly not the audience for this.
We are not the audience for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And more power to the people who are.
I still have my old 3DO version of Gex. I'm good.
I enjoyed it.
Copy.
I enjoyed it back in the day.
Those games weren't terrible. They weren't good, but they weren't terrible.
I can never get into the Gex games.
Yeah, they weren't good, but they weren't the worst thing that I've ever played. So yeah. That's a box quote.
I mean, you know, I'm looking at the Wikipedia. I mean,
maybe Gex will climb back to the top of the television.
I mean, let's be fair. The only reason anyone paid attention to Gex was because it was on the 3DO, and the 3DO didn't have a mascot platformer.
Correct.
That's why. And if you look at, like, I'm looking at the game rankings scores on the Wikipedia page, and like the original Gex, it's like it averaged around 80% on the 3DO, but as soon as it came to other consoles, it dropped by 10 to 20 points.
Right.
But I mean, you know, the 3D games, I remember especially Enter the Gecko being pretty well respected as a PlayStation game.
Yeah.
As an early 3D mascot platformer on the console. And, you know, I mean, I'm looking here, and the average score on the PlayStation was 81. So, you know, it was up there, and Gex 3 was a little bit lower, but not much. So there were people who liked them.
One thing that this recent Gex discourse has alerted me to, and I may have known this at some point and just forgotten it because I don't need Gex trivia clogging up my brain. I have enough crap in there right now.
Mm-hmm.
But apparently the UK version of the game had different voiceover.
Oh, really?
It did not have Dana Gould making quips.
I would like to.
Is it Matt Berry?
Well, if it was Matt Berry, then I would.
Oh my god!
I would be so
incredible.
I'd be so in on buying the Gex trilogy if Matt Berry was.
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
Oh, wait now! Hold on a second.
I love it when we do research on the show.
I know.
Exactly.
Let's see.
Is it somebody who played Doctor Who?
No,
because that also would be hilarious.
But it's let's see, someone named Leslie Phillips.
That's the second game.
But Danny John Jules?
That was the third game.
I don't know.
That was the third game?
Yep.
Okay.
Known for Red Dwarf.
Yes, Danny John Jules plays the cat on Red Dwarf.
I see.
And Red Dwarf is fantastic. So now I'm suddenly interested in.
Look at that. Phil has the
version of Gex 3
in his brain.
But also, because I've seen a bunch of people, presumably from across the pond, asking if this collection was going to have the UK voiceover, but I believe it is just the Dana Gould stuff. So,
yeah,
no sale. If I can't hear the cat cracking wise while I play Gex, I am not interested.
Yeah, so the original Gex was a 2D platformer released originally on the 3DO, and then it came to PC, Saturn, and the PS1. And then they made two more. And so
there were 3D games.
There were 3D games. I'm not sure which version will be in this collection, but yeah.
Yeah, hard to say. Well, I mean, it depends. Are they burning it to CDR or?
Ouch! Wow! Wow!
Because the 3DO will read that, right? So.
Yeah. There it is.
All right. Well, I think after that we should get to what you've been playing. Greg, you are up first, so why don't you tell us about the things what you've been playing?
Speaking of companies I don't have a lot of respect for, I finished Lunar Eternal Blue on the Sega CD. Finally. Finished the epilogue. So I've been playing through this on my Twitch channel for quite a while. And I had previously played through the first Lunar, and I can't remember if I played the Unworked Designs version of this. We talked about the Unworked Designs versions of these patches for these games on the show before. So Working Designs, which was the company that was releasing all these games, not only translated these games, but they tended to fiddle with the code a lot. to change difficulty. Going back to what we were talking about earlier, I'm sure a lot of it was very much the idea of not making games easy to get through in a rental. But also I know from the sort of notes that Victor Ireland used to put in the end of all the manuals for Working Designs games, which by the way was really cool. I always thought that was a great idea. It made me feel very valued as a customer. So at the end of every one of the game manuals for a Working Designs game would be a page of Victor Ireland, who was the head of Working Designs, talking about the changes they'd made, the updates, the improvements in his and in our minds at the time that Working Designs had made to the game, which was a lot of time was fiddling with the difficulty and the balancing. Lunar 2 on the Sega CD is the balance is so screwy. And unfortunately, so getting back to what I was saying, there's a series of patches for most of the Working Designs games from back in the day, which are called the Unworked Designs versions, which basically I think they mostly keep the Working Designs translations, but then they sort of undo everything else to get you back to the original balance. I played through Popful Mail for the Sega CD in the Unworked Design with the Unworked Designs patch, and it was fantastic. It was a very enjoyable experience. Popful Mail, as it came out in North America on the Sega CD, was ridiculously hard. And the same thing with Eternal Blue. So when you finish Eternal Blue to begin with, there's an epilogue. It opens up an epilogue, which I had started, I don't know, a month or so ago. And you're keeping all your experience levels from the end of the game. You start out with just the main character Hero again, and you need to sort of wander around the world and pick up your team members if you want to. You don't have to, I think, but you pick up your old team members again. They mostly come back at the level they had finished the game. So I mean, they were good enough to beat the final boss. And then you have, I think, 2 dungeons you have to go through, and then you fight the final boss, and you get the final ending of the game. And so all I had done when I played the epilogue previously was I literally just went around and found all my team members, and then I went to the first of these 2 dungeons that I had to go through, and it was impossible. It was absolutely impossible. I spent probably 3 hours puttering around the first or second floor of this one dungeon, go in, fight a few fights, and then leave and go heal. And 3 hours or so, and I think maybe each one of my characters, I don't even think all of the characters in my party even went up 1 level. It was stupid. So I was like, well, I can't do this. Like, I'm not grinding for 90 minutes a play session just to maybe go up 1 level. Like, the game's too difficult.
Right.
Yeah. So I went to GameFAQs and I found an FAQ about how to play this epilogue. And there's this one place, basically it's the same as most old RPGs, or probably even modern ones. When you have a big party and you're earning experience points to level up, the points are usually are divided across the pool of characters, right? So if you earn 500 experience points, you got 5 characters, you're each getting 100 points. But if you have 1 character, he's getting all 500 points.
Right.
So that's how Lunar works.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
That's pretty standard.
Is it?
So okay. Yeah, you just didn't know it because you play games that were balanced well.
True.
So anyway, there's this one area in the game. There's this little rabbit-like character that appears every now and then. It's worth something like 62,000 experience points.
And
if you go but it tends to run away. And apparently, however that's balanced, the more characters that are in your party, it must do more checks or something like that, and then it runs. But if you go and just fight with 1 character, with Hero, the main character, it tends to at least take 2 or 3 turns to run away. And he has a spell that you can usually kill it in like 2 turns. Worth 1 level each time.
Okay.
62,000 experience points.
Oh,
worth 1 level each time.
This is why I don't play RPGs anymore.
So I raised Hero to level 99, which was the highest level you can go. Went and got my other characters who were all at the level they had finished the game on, except for one character named Leo, who you get at the end of the first quest. His level is keyed off of Hero's level. So he was at level 99. But of course, the downside to that was that it turned the whole thing into a cakewalk. It turned the final boss into a cakewalk. At that point, I didn't care.
That's fine, right?
Yeah. So anyway, I finished it. I finished Lunar
Hooray.
on the Sega CD. It's the first time I've ever done that.
Really?
So pretty excited about that.
Good.
So now Monday night's coming up. I'm going to be playing Lunar Walking School on the Game Gear. Fan translation of the Game Gear game, which I've also never played.
No.
So,
was this because there was what was it, like the Magical School Lunar?
The Saturn game was a remake of this. Yes.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. So I'll be trying to play that too, but that one has not been translated.
The Saturn one?
No.
Oh,
so
really? How did that?
Japanese? Yeah. Me too, actually. Other than that, playing some more Expedition 33.
Yeah.
Where are you up to?
I'm in the flying water, I think it's called.
Okay.
It's like it's a big sort of underwater but not underwater section. So I just got Mael, the third character, because the manor is in there. She's the one with the stance system.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just got her. So I'm going through this section. I'm actually really lost. I can't figure out where I'm supposed to go. I keep circling back on myself.
Isn't it? At first you were like, "Oh, all of the environments are so linear." I was like, "Wait until you get to some of the later ones." I'm
very lost. And I turned a corner, and I actually ended up fighting a boss that looks like the final boss you can see off in the distance. But
really.
But I mean, it was a dead end. I fought it and I beat it, but it's a dead end. So
there wasn't any item there, because the game is pretty good. Usually if there's a powerful enemy and you defeat them, there's usually a pretty good item.
There's an item, but I didn't see if it was something that I was going to be able to use to finish the level. So anyway, I played up until like a half hour before we started. So
it's interesting because some of the items are like Pictos. Other times you get basically another health item that can be replenished. So you get that. Each one like ticks up by one or whatever when you collect like a new health potion. So
I feel like one of the things that I haven't quite grasped the stance system yet.
I have not either.
Yeah.
I'm farther than
I know
you.
It explained why I want to do that, but I don't understand exactly how.
I'm like, okay, I kind of get it, but then how do I tell which stance I need to be in for each of these moves to then hit more powerfully? Like, I'm not sure.
Yeah. And the other thing that I realized I haven't been doing is I haven't been equipping my new skills at all.
Yeah, you got to do that.
I need to go in and do that with my characters.
Yeah, you definitely need to do that because there are a lot of really cool abilities there that can help the whole party. And like Pictos, I think I mentioned, you just use them, equip them for 4 battles with any character, and then they go into the Lumina's series of.
And so that means anybody can use that skill, right? But do you need to equip those skills?
Yes, you do.
Okay,
and each character has a pool. Each character has a pool. You have to assign points to their pool. So like what I did is I gave each person like 15 points right off the bat. And then each of the abilities takes up like a certain number of points. So you have a budget of 15, say.
Okay.
And some will take 1, 3, 5, 7, whatever. So you can equip as many as you've got points for. So, which is real nice. Later on in the game with some of those, they like give you higher XP to start a battle, or they make sure that you always get first strike, and there's like a lot of really good
I've been seeing all that. So I really need to dig, and that's the problem with, I guess, because I'm going like days between play sessions, so I'm like not remembering all this each time I've signed on. But I'll tell you, man,
if you do a successful parry, you get like 5 AP.
Oh, I've done that. Like, I've gotten really good at that. Yeah.
So good.
Well, I got up against I fought a troubadour for the first time today. Which so hard at the level I'm at anyway. And I fought it probably 4 times before I beat it. But I beat it because I'd finally got the timing down, because it has 2 main attacks. And I just could not get the timing. One of the like the triple attack it does, I finally got the timing down and I could parry each time. And like the parry attacks are so powerful.
Yeah.
But then there's another attack he has where it's a triple hit again, but it's just like he's basically playing his horn, and it just kills the character that he's attacking if you don't dodge it. And I was trying to parry and I just couldn't, but then I finally got the timing down for the dodging, and that felt so amazing because it was saying perfect dodge. So I finally beat that today.
So if you've gotten Mael, then you've also been introduced to the jump mechanic.
Yes.
Which is cool.
Yeah.
It's some of the most fun.
Yeah.
In the battle system.
Although I still overreact and I still like jump immediately. It's like, thank God that it's a little bit generous with the timing and you get a chance to do it again most of the time.
Well, and it always tells you when you should do it.
Yeah, I know.
There's a on-screen prompt for that one.
But even then, I hit the button right away. It's like, oh, well, no, you got to let him finish his animation first. So anyway, I'll tell you, man, though, that section I'm in, I think it's called Flying Water or Sky Water or something like that. Yeah. It's gorgeous.
It is gorgeous. Yeah.
Oh, my God, it looks good and sounds good, as usual.
Yeah.
That game is an audio-visual feast. Tour de force, as EGM would say. Before Shoe was the EIC.
True.
And then I played a lot more South of Midnight this week as well. You've been playing as well, Phil.
I certainly have.
Yeah. So I beat Two-Toed Tom.
Okay.
I really liked that fight.
Yeah, it was good.
It got a little squirrely at the end, but I don't know why. I can't tell you exactly why. I don't remember why.
I was having a lot of trouble dodging his attacks at the end.
His charge attack.
Yeah.
I couldn't seem to get, and it was really telling you exactly where it was going to hit.
Yeah.
I just couldn't seem to get out of the way.
Yeah. Same problem.
Yeah. So yeah, now I'm in that section. I forget the name of is it Huggin' Molly?
Yes. Huggin' Molly.
So I'm sort of working through that area now.
Okay.
Yeah. And, I mean, there's not really much more to say about it. I'm still really enjoying it.
Yeah.
But it's not doing anything new at this point. It's just kind of moving through the story.
I am on the penultimate chapter.
Okay.
I will probably finish it tonight.
Nice.
Yeah, because there are 14 chapters in the game.
I don't even know what chapter I'm in.
I think you're probably in like 7 maybe or 8.
Oh, that's further than I would have guessed.
Okay.
I was going to say 5 or 6, but I don't know.
Maybe that is right. I'm not sure. But
you know what? The thing that just happened was she allied with her grandmother.
Okay, so you got the outfit change.
So the outfit change happened, which she looks great.
Yes.
I really like that design.
Yes.
So that's, and then I went back and talked to Catfish, and he's like, no, you're making a big mistake, and that's kind of where I am right now.
Okay.
So
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you're tracking down. So you did the part with the bird?
The part with the bird.
Maybe not.
I don't think so. That might be the next thing I'm doing.
Okay.
Yeah, I literally just got her a new outfit and then went back out, found Catfish, and he refused to help. And then he like points you down a path, and that's literally where I stopped.
Okay.
My play was right there. So
good.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah,
really enjoying it though.
Yeah, it is. It continues to be a lot of fun. I'm enjoying it. The story, the music, the vibes, and everything. Yeah, it's just it's a lot of fun.
I want physical copies of the soundtracks of both of these games.
Oh yeah,
Edition 33.
Yeah,
like
someone will be doing like a vinyl. I'm sure, right?
I'm sure someone will do the vinyl.
I think there was a box set of some sort for South of Midnight already, but it
I'm pretty sure there is.
It included like an art book and stuff, which I don't.
Really?
I just want the music, but
right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, loving them. That's it. That's what I've been playing this week.
All right, Phil.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I've been dedicating my time to, is just trying to get through South of Midnight so I can check out Expedition 33. But I'll be honest, I mean, I don't know if I'm going to have time to really get into a big old RPG. I mean, even though this one's only like supposed to be like 30 hours or something.
30 hours, yeah.
But well, you know what? I also just I pre-installed on the Xbox Doom: The Dark Ages.
Oh, right.
Because that comes out, I think, like Tuesday,
this week,
maybe.
Yeah,
it's real quick here, so I'm hoping that's good because I really liked Doom 2016. I was less into Doom Eternal.
Yep.
But so I'm curious to see how I end up liking Dark Ages. It looks real stupid. And that's a plus.
That's a plus.
That's
exactly.
That's a positive.
That's not a bad thing at all.
No. I'm excited about real stupid looking medieval Doom, but also you're piloting giant mechs and all this nonsense. So
yeah,
we'll see how that goes. But yeah, and then of course we got the Switch 2 coming our way soon, and
coming up here real soon.
Yeah.
And
I'll probably start playing Yakuza 0 Director's Cut at that point.
I am gonna start doing that too.
There's a lot going on.
Yeah,
there's a lot going on. But again, I'm really enjoying South of Midnight. There is some.
I need to give that another shot.
I am, like I said, I'm kind of in the home stretch. I got 2 chapters left. It seems like the plot is getting to the point where we're wrapping things up. Okay. So I can't imagine there's gonna be a whole lot more time wise. The chapters are relatively short, so you can play through them, and you have like nice stopping points every now and again. And I think I've maybe put like 9 hours, 10 hours into this game.
Okay.
At that point, right. So there's not much to it, but it's a fun trip, to be sure.
Box quote.
Yeah,
there's not much to it.
Not much to it.
That's what every video game developer wants to hear.
There's not much to it.
On a podcast talking about your game, there's not much to it.
I mean, in terms of time spent,
why don't you just go buy a pack of cards?
You can get through this game in 12 hours, and that's a positive.
Did you just do the go buy a pack of cards thing?
He did.
I did.
You son of a bitch.
Hazel climbs to the top of the yarn ball in South Mid, which actually makes sense because there's a yarn there's yarn connections in there right now. So there you go.
Excellent.
Yeah.
I'm never gonna forgive you.
What review outlet was that?
I don't remember, but I know what game it was. It was Solitaire. It was HB Arcade Cards.
Yep.
Was the game, which was when I worked at HB Studios, which is now 2K, makers of the Tiger Woods series now.
And Grand Theft Auto 6.
No, but the studio that I used to work at is the one that makes Tiger Woods. We were looking at self-publishing. We were testing out self-publishing on the Wii.
Yeah.
And so decided to do 2 very simple games just to test the waters. And one of them was HP Arcade Cards. And some review from some outlet said, just go buy a pack of cards. Oh my God.
Yeah.
Anyway.
That's the kind of thing you remember as a
yeah
on the development side.
Yeah.
That you really don't want to see ever. Alrighty.
But there's you know what, I don't want to really say anything about the stuff towards the later half of South of Midnight just because I don't want to spoil anything for Greg, but there are some really cool set pieces coming up. The Hug and Molly boss fight when you get to it is pretty good.
I have to say, like with the Two-Toed Tom, I liked the fight. The character looks so good.
Oh yeah.
Like so far, and I think Catfish looks really great too. Like the big characters in this game, I love their designs.
Have you seen Hug and Molly yet?
No.
Oh, get ready.
I'm seeing red yarn everywhere. So.
Okay, get ready. Yeah. Hug and Molly is fantastic.
Cool.
You know what? Actually, talking about huge characters, something that I enjoyed kind of earlier in the game. When you get to that diner and they have the giant statues out front.
Mm-hmm.
Have you've gotten to that part, right?
Yeah,
you definitely have.
I definitely have, but I can't picture it.
Yeah.
Oh, no, I know exactly what you're talking about. Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's the diner that's built like it looks like a big lady wearing a big flowing like Southern Belle dress, and there's like a Paul Bunyan statue like right outside.
It almost has a like the sign graveyard in Las Vegas. Like it almost has that kind of vibe to. I know it's not the same thing, but it has that kind of vibe to it.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's this one part where you're going through this small town, and you get to like a ridge or something. You can see the town kind of off in the distance, and there are just these giant figures,
there's people standing there at first,
standing in the background, just looming on the edge of the horizon. And you get there, and it's these giant statues, and it's a cool visual. And there's a lot more. There's kind of the expectation that I know some game developers have is that most people aren't going to get to the end of your game, so front load all the cool stuff.
Yep.
And that can occasionally cause the back half of the game to suffer. But this game does not do that. There's some really great stuff coming up just visually.
I will say too, and I didn't mention this earlier, but it made me talking about the character designs of the bosses and things like that. Some of the cinemas in this game look great. And by that, I mean like the framing and the pacing of the cinema. I mean, I know that they actually hired a studio to do that. A stop motion video studio actually to do that stuff. But like there was one scene where she finds her house but Tom appears at the exact same time. And they're both running toward it, and they just did this like split screen through the windows of the house. It just looked fantastic. It was really, really well done.
Yeah.
So
it's good stuff. I don't know if we talked about this when we first started playing this game, but now that I'm towards the end of the game, I'm having confrontations with kind of the main villain, whose name is Rue. Like it's Roux. Okay. You know who does his voice? Did we talk about this?
No.
It's Ahmed Best, who you will know as Jar Jar Binks.
Jar Jar Binks. Yes, you know what? I did know this.
Yeah. And it's cool like seeing him. I mean, he played another Star Wars role. He was in a Mandalorian episode.
Oh, was he really?
You watched Mando?
The first season and a half.
Okay. I think it was in the third season where he shows up. He plays. They do a spoiler alerts for Mandalorian. Who cares? It's not as good as Andor.
True.
But they do a flashback episode. I don't know if it's a whole episode or just a scene, but they do a flashback to Order 66 when they start killing the Jedi, and little baby Grogu is in the Jedi temple at the time when Anakin shows up and starts killing babies. And Ahmed Best plays the Jedi who rescues Grogu.
Nice
from the Purge.
I have to say, just based on the way the game looks and sounds, all I can think of is I wanted to hear Keith David's voice in there somewhere.
Oh yeah.
All I can think of is like the Princess and the Frog, but Keith David's voice is so amazing. And he played the villain in Princess and the Frog, and he killed it.
And actually, Rue is kind of his character's got kind of that similar vibe,
and that's kind of what I'm thinking, right? It's like, oh no, but it's not Keith David.
Yeah, but Ahmed, he's really good at it. He's great. He's really good in that role. So keep playing.
No, I'm definitely. I mean, I'm enjoying it a lot.
Yeah,
like, I'm definitely finishing this one. So
yeah, you should give it a try, CJ.
I will.
Yeah, give it a go.
Yeah, I really should.
But yeah, that's it. Playing that, got Doom pre-installed, so
nice.
We'll see what happens.
Is that going to be on Game Pass as well?
It is.
Yes,
that's where I got it pre-installed.
I might have to do that as well.
Yeah. But yeah,
especially since I probably won't be able to play Mario Kart right away. So.
You say that now.
We've already given up.
It's not June 5th yet.
CJ's over here with multiple Switch systems.
I know, right?
I know. How did that happen? How did that? Not hoarding. No.
I don't know.
Yeah.
You're like Smaug sitting on your pile of Switch 2s.
It's like that woman with the Wii U's in the back
in her trunk.
The miniman getting ready.
CJ's gonna post pictures of all his Switch 2s with a little handwritten sign that says his eBay handle on it.
Retbone, yeah. No. They'll be used. Yeah. Going to a good home. Anyway,
the people that you sell them to at inflated prices, I'm sure.
Never. No.
Yeah. Never... What have you been playing, CJ?
This brings up an interesting topic. Have you ever bought anything to resell?
No.
In that way, like a scalper would. And I did back in the day when Tamagotchis were all the big thing.
Oh.
And the office for EGM was like 2 hops and a skip down from a Toys R Us.
Right.
I bought a bunch of Tamagotchis, and
you bought a bunch.
Well, I bought a bunch. Yeah. Thinking that, maybe I'll sell them to people who can't get them.
Right.
But I didn't inflate the price.
That's not really scalping, is it?
MSRP.
Well, who are you selling it to? Like other coworkers?
No. Well, yeah, it was not even. It was coworkers, but like somebody in ad sales or whatever, like wanted one.
That's a coworker.
I guess it's a coworker. Yeah.
Worked at your company.
Like my mom worked at the high school in my town, and she had some people who wanted one. So I was like, okay.
Okay.
Let's do that. So yeah, I didn't inflate the prices though.
Tune in next week.
CJ's business acumen has always been questionable.
Did I play that wrong? Should I have?
Tune in next week for the further adventures of the benevolent scalper.
the benevolent scalper.
I did. Well, I think we talked about this on the show way back when. I bought my Xbox 360 from a scalper.
I remember that.
Oh, did you really?
I remember you buying it.
Yeah.
I always pictured it in an alleyway out of the back of a van, but
no, it was in a Walgreens parking lot.
I do remember this.
Oh,
Walgreens parking lot. I think I bought it off of Craigslist.
Okay.
I want to say. And the guy, I wasn't sure he was going to show. First off,
and then you weren't sure you were going to make it out alive.
Yeah, really.
That also, and wasn't sure if I was buying a box that had just rocks in it.
Right.
But ended up buying it off him. He had bought it for his girlfriend's son, and then his girlfriend's son like smashed his like DSLR camera. So he was like,
he's got stuff going on.
He's got stuff going on. So he sold it to me.
So this was new, though. It wasn't like...
It was new. It was the arcade SKU, though. So it wasn't the nice...
Okay.
It wasn't the one with the hard drive.
Where were you working?
And if you've been listening to our show for 18 years now, you've probably heard this story. Because one of the earliest stories we ever told on the show.
Yeah.
Where were you working at this point?
I was at New Type USA.
New Type, yeah.
That's why... That's why Microsoft wasn't sending you one or anything.
That's right.
I see.
So... yeah, so I had to scalp my
Xbox 360.
Oh, that's right. From
look at that.
Mountain
Doritos.
Yeah. That's right. And the thing of it was the Xbox 360 launch was such a hassle. Like
not for me.
I
just had to eat a bunch of Doritos. That's right. I was going to do that anyway.
I've been training my whole life for that contest.
This is my Olympics.
My time to shine.
I had gone to Circuit City. The Circuit City was still around at the time. And they
remember Circuit City kids?
They had a note posted on the door or whatever, like, line up or whatever. They wouldn't say how many they had. Like, no store would say how many they had, which kind of had to. And then, of course, in the morning, they had 5. So I didn't get one. That was what I had like pinned all my hopes on was Circuit City and then Target, and they didn't have enough to go around. So I was screwed. And then I had bought games. Because those were out on shelves. You could buy those, but not the system until launch day. And so I had Perfect Dark Zero. I was like, what am I going to do with this piece of shit?
Don't play it, whatever you do.
Well, yeah, and then I realized that it made me nauseous to play immediately.
Game was not good.
No, it is not good. But anyway, that was my Xbox 360 fun.
Should have just won one like I did.
I tried. I did try.
You're sitting over there eating a bunch of Lay's potato chips like a loser.
Like a loser.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
All right. I guess I'm up now.
Yeah.
I haven't really been playing anything this week.
Yeah, we saw you went back to the well, we noticed.
I went back to Sea of Thieves. As I am wont to do. You know, they're at season 14 or 15 now.
Oh.
And I finished the battle passes for each season. And last season I was like, I don't know if I'm going to finish it. This season I'm like, I'm not sure if I'm going to finish it because it ends on May 22nd and I'm only at like level 75 or 6 out of 100. So
get good.
We shall see if I'm able to finish the Blunder Pass until the season ends. But yeah, so I've been playing some Sea of Thieves. They introduced like some new missions where you hunt down boars in the game, and they have like a wallow there, so you have to like kill the boars and then steal their treasure that is in their wallows. So did some of that, and then they put together like a meg hunt voyage, or the megalodons in the game. These giant sharks, they now have like a multi-step meg fight that you do as a quest. So it was pretty fun. Yeah.
Cool.
So I've been playing that, and then playing more Picross. I went back to the Genesis and the Sega Picross, and I've been doing a little of that.
I absolutely did not register what you meant there. I was like, wait, Picross was never on the Genesis.
No, the Sega and the Genesis and Master System.
Just took me a while to get there.
Things, and I did more Doraemon, but it's getting a little monotonous because I ran through like a series of puzzles where it's all people's faces, and it's like you can tell the hair is at the top, so it's like, okay, this is a 15 row and a 13 row, and then there's some down the side, and yeah, it's somebody's smiling face. That's it. Yeah, I'm like, where's more Doraemon? I need more situations.
The anime based Picross puzzles do tend to fall into that kind of pattern.
They do, but especially something like Doraemon, where that character designer, those two designers, like there's mostly human characters in their stuff, so it's all they look the same.
I need more robot cats.
Yeah,
too many people.
It's true.
Yeah.
It's like more robot cats without ears, please.
What was the one with the little anime characters that are humanoid animals?
Kimono Friends.
That's the one.
Oh God.
Yeah.
I played through that. I regretted that one.
So anyway, that is all I've been playing this week, which means it's time to head to the blue skies.
I wanna fly sky. Let's go together.
All right, let's do this one from listener Carl, who says, now that Nintendo have broken their licensing system, are you more prepared to go the physical route again over digital, bar the total uselessness that is game key cards?
I don't understand the broken their licensing system comment. What is that?
Yeah, I don't know what that's referring to exactly, but I'm done with physical.
Yeah, me too.
So I'm all digital. I ain't going back. Most likely,
I will go back on very rare occasions, like we were talking about last week. The upcoming shooter by Yuzo Koshiro.
Yeah.
Which by the way, we had said we think there's a physical edition on the Genesis, but we weren't sure. And he actually went on, I think it was Twitter, and said there was more information coming on a physical version of that for the Genesis. Like that, I will definitely buy the cartridge.
Okay.
But yeah, for like the most part, no, I'm not buying physical anymore.
Yeah, I'm done with buying physical games. That's just not me anymore.
I will probably still buy some physical Nintendo stuff just as collector fodder, basically. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
If it's stuff like what's the whole thing with the game key? Is it just like
it's a download?
You put it in
and it downloads it.
You have to put it in the cart, but it still downloads it.
Yeah, and then you have to have the cart in when you want to play.
Yeah. See, if it's that, I'm not going to buy it. Obviously.
Yeah.
If it's the game on the cart, yes, I will buy it. Otherwise, I will just go with the ease of download.
Yeah. But
ironically,
sounds good.
I will still buy physical ease. Despite
physical
ease of download.
You may buy multiple copies.
I will very likely buy multiple copies of ease. Boy, do I love ease.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I love me some ease games.
When's the next new one coming out?
Well, they're doing a updated version of the most recent one,
which was 9.
10.
10. Okay.
Yes. Ease 10 Nordics.
That's the one. Okay.
And the updated one is Ease 10 Proud Nordics.
Oh.
Which comes out later this summer in Japan. And there is, as far as I am aware, no announced date for a US release.
Gotcha. That'll probably happen, though.
Yes. Yeah. So there's also, oh gosh, there is they did that Oath and Felgana, the Ease Memoir remake. Yes. There's another Ease Memoir game that is out over in Japan, which is Memories of Calcutta.
Calcutta.
Yes. And but that has not I don't think they've announced a US date for that either. So hopefully it does show up at some point.
I see.
Because that was the Vita game? I think it was a Vita game.
Asking the wrong
I don't remember.
People.
Memories of Calcutta. Yes, that was the Vita game, which I played on the Vita, and they did a port to PS4. It was PS4 is what that came out on, but it's been a minute, so I'd be happy to play a memoir version.
Okay, all right.
I love Ease. What was this about? Ease?
Physical games.
We were talking about Ease.
Hacker alias Namava says you're only allowed to play either AAA, AA games, or indie games for the rest of your life. Also, in this scenario, money is no object. Choose.
Oh.
I'm going to go with AAA, AA.
Yeah, I'd probably be the same.
So wait, it's AAA and AA are together.
Those are together.
Okay.
Yes. Sorry, yes.
Okay.
And then indie games is off.
What about quadruple A?
Yeah.
Well,
what about those? What about single A? What if I just want to bring my A game, as they say?
Also true.
Yeah.
How does this trickle down to retro games? Am I still allowed to play retro games?
Yeah, I would say yes.
Oh, then yeah.
Mega Man 2?
Yes, Mega Man 2 is a AAA game.
Is a AAA game?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, because indie games didn't really start being a thing until Xbox 360.
So where does, let's say, Dave the Diver fall?
Dave the Diver
into the water
would probably
that's
actually
true.
be
That's the whole point.
AA because it's Nexon.
Okay.
Plus, it hits all of your Yakuza
See, this is the thing, because I'm thinking, what am I losing if I don't play indie games? And I'm losing my Rogue Legacies.
Yes.
Which is a major loss.
And Dead Cells.
And I'm losing my Dead Cells, which is another major loss.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gaining my Yakuzas. I'm gaining my Mega Mans. I'm gaining my Marios.
Yep.
I think
South of Midnight.
I have to go triple AA.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm sorry, indies.
Greg, did you answer this?
Yeah, triple AA.
Triple AA.
Yeah.
There it is.
I'm not happy
folks.
about it.
No.
Because
definitely
I
not.
love me some Rogue and some Dead. But the price is just too high.
I get it.
The price is too high.
All right, let's do this one from listener Guillaume, who says, I wasn't sure at first, but the old Ranma 1.5 is very funny once the series gets going. Does the anime prospector or anyone else on the show have recommendations for anime comedies, TV shows, or movies?
Oh. Grave of the Fireflies is a laugh a minute. If you
raucous romp.
Yeah. No. If you have not seen it, by the end, you will be crying with laughter. It is a hoot and a holler.
Don't watch Grave of the Fireflies.
Actually, unless do watch Grave of the Fireflies.
Unless you want to cry.
Do watch Grave of the Fireflies because it is an amazing movie.
One of the saddest things you'll ever see.
But you will never want to watch it again.
Yeah. Did I tell you in college, I was in the anime club, obviously.
Yeah. Nerd.
And had borrowed, I think we went to Blockbuster and rented some anime. So it was Project Echo. Two people who didn't really know anything about anime went in and rented some things.
Uh-huh.
They rented Project Echo.
Yeah.
And Grave of the Fireflies.
Yep.
And started watching Grave of the Fireflies first. And
that'll get you in the mood for some Project Echo.
We did not continue watching after Grave of the Fireflies was done.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
It is so sad.
It is a very sad film.
It's so good, though.
It is.
Yeah.
It's really well made.
Everyone should watch it, and you probably only need to watch it once.
Yeah.
Ever.
The Schindler's List of anime.
Yeah, but okay, anime comedies. I am going to suggest Delicious in Dungeon on Netflix.
I don't care about your opinions. I care about the anime loving prospector.
Yeah.
Well, let me tell you.
He's got the beard now, too.
I'm going to say Delicious in Dungeon is one of the best hootin', tootin', rootin'est animes that I have ever did see.
What do you love so much about that one, anime loving prospector?
All the vittles that they end up finding in that there dungeon.
Yeah.
And I really like just all the characters.
Oh yeah.
Characterizations.
You're quite a character yourself, anime loving prospector.
Well, thank you there, Phil.
You're very welcome. I'm going to throw out there.
Yes.
I mean, absolutely, you should trust anime loving prospector. He knows his stuff. He's watched so much anime out while he's panning for gold. If you like old Ranma, what you need to do is and CJ knows where I'm going with this.
I do.
You need to watch
new Ranma.
What? Well, I mean, there it is. So Ranma 1/2, of course, created by Rumiko Takahashi, the brilliant.
The new Ranma 1/2. It's so good.
Ranma.
The OP and ED themes are just some of the absolute best.
The brilliantly talented Rumiko Takahashi, of course, is the creator of Ranma 1/2. You need to track down her first series that came out right before Ranma, Urusu Yatsura, URU YATSURA. Urusu Yatsura is another sex farce comedy, very much in the Ranma vein, but less focus on like the martial arts type stuff and more focus on slapsticky nonsense. It is about the biggest pervert in Japan, a teenager named Taru Moroboshi, who is also the unluckiest person in Japan, and a alien race comes to the planet and challenges him to a game for the fate of the world, and through hijinks and just misunderstandings and farce, he ends up betrothed to the daughter of the alien invaders named Lum. And comedy ensues from there. And it's very similar to Ranma in that there are a million characters in the show. They all either hate or are in love with each other. They're all rock stupid, and chaos ensues, and it is hilarious.
Yeah.
The old anime, there's like 200 episodes. It's something ridiculous. And this was like in 81, 82 was when that started. They also did a new version. They did do a 2-season remake of Yurusei Yatsura a couple years ago, which is outstanding and really pretty. It's really nice looking. The old one, as great as it is, looks like a 1981 anime. So it's, it's got its absolute charm and I love it, but it's, a bit primitive by today's standards. But yeah, check that out. And then check out Meisani Koku afterwards. Which
if you can find it.
That's a big if right there.
That's the big.
Yeah. That that is Rumiko's series that she did after Ranma, which is not as silly or slapsticky. It's more of a romance comedy, but it's also really good. So there you go. Greg, what's your favorite comedy anime?
Ranma 1/2.
There it is. The one that he's already seen.
All right. Let's finish up with this one from our friend Benjamin Rivers, who says, for Mother's Day, what game makes you think about your mom the most? For me, it's Astro Smash on the Intellivision. My mom could beat it over and over.
That's really nice.
That is nice. For me, it is the time my mom attempted to play Super Mario Brothers. Not well. And I thought it was the funniest thing that I ever done see. And
you're not the anime prospector.
Oh darn. That I ever saw.
Did the first Goomba get her?
Funny. Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, she did get all the way to the point of the first pit.
Oh, okay.
And then just kept dying at the pit. So that was the end of that.
Okay.
I don't think of video games when I think of my mom. My mom never really. I think of a lot of Atari games because my first stepfather, had a ton of Atari games. So when we go visit my mom and him and stay there, we would play a lot of like pinball and Kaboom and Plaque Attack. So a lot of Atari 2600 games. So I'd say that probably it. Atari 2600 stuff reminds me of her. But yeah, like she never ever got into any of that stuff. I think maybe saying that now, maybe the other game would be like Follow the Foot Clan on the Game Boy because she gave it to me for Christmas one year.
Oh, nice.
Played through it at her place Christmas morning. So
that's cute.
Yeah.
That's a good game too. Yeah, my mom was the same way. She did not play games at all. She had no interest in them. But tragically, the game that most makes me think of my mom. And
I'm anticipating this answer.
Yeah, it is of course Blaster Master. And if you have listened to this show for a long time, you know why Blaster Master makes me think of my mom.
Your long-suffering mom.
My poor Hey, I apologize
you're
to
a
her.
saint of a mother.
I apologized to her, and she didn't even remember the incident. So,
well, it's probably buried amongst so many.
That's true.
Yeah.
Repressed at this point. Long story short, because I have told this a few times on the show over these 20 years. Back in junior high, when Blaster Master was coming out on NES, I wanted that game more than anything in the world. I begged and pleaded my mother to get it for me for my birthday. Mom was always very good about getting me exactly the game I wanted. And when she handed me the very obvious NES game wrapped package, I opened it up, fully expecting this game I had been anticipating for months. And instead of Blaster Master, it was the NES board game Anticipation. And instead of being a grateful son, I got very angry and started being a little asshole to her. What is this? Why'd you get me this? I don't want this. Take it back.
My father would have murdered me if I'd done that.
Well, my father wasn't there at the time. He was at work. I was saying this to my loving mother, who didn't give me the well-deserved punch in the face that I was clearly asking for. She felt bad.
She felt bad.
She felt bad. As well she should. And, she returned it, and eventually, it was a popular game, so it had been selling out. I eventually got it, and I thanked her profusely, and I played the heck out of that game, and I loved it. I still love it to this day.
Yep.
And I've carried that horrible feeling of being just a terrible son with me for years and years and years. And far too long after the fact, I called my mom and apologized to her for it. She, as I said, did not remember the incident. She had no memories of it. But I explained it to her in detail, and she was like, well,
you little shit.
I mean, yes. But I apologize. She accepted. I think actually years ago, I think she was on the show. I think we recorded a bit.
Did we?
We did. This was like, I was back in Illinois visiting my parents, and I recorded a bit where I was chatting with my mom, and I apologized to her on the record on our show.
Yeah.
And I think she probably did call me a little shit, because that's a term of affection for my mother.
But accurate.
It's all good now. It's all good now.
Remember when Phil said this was long story short?
I do remember that.
Longer story, slightly less long.
Gotcha.
But anyway, I'm a good son. I apologized. You're welcome, mother.
20 years later.
Hey, look. She had to know I meant it. If I apologized right after the fact, clearly I was just doing it to get out of trouble. This means that it's sincere.
Alrighty, and that is our show for this week. Thank you very much for listening. If you have a question for us or would like to comment on something you heard, you can direct that to @P1Podcast on various social media sites, but definitely Blue Sky. Or you can go to our internet website at player1podcast.com. There you'll find our contact information. You'll find blog entries about Sega CD stuff. You'll find Generation 16 episodes there as well. And show notes and links to all the things we talked about during episodes just like this one, alongside a link to our Discord server where you can discuss this episode with us and our other listeners.
If you would like to subscribe to the Player One Podcast, you can do so by visiting player1podcast.com or by loading up your favorite podcast listening app. We're also on Spotify. You can like us on Facebook. You can watch video archives of our show on the youtubes.com/P1Podcast, or you can watch us live most weeks Just follow our Blue Sky account to find out when we're doing our next live show. Typically, it is Sunday evenings at 5:30 specific time. And I'll tell you what, friendos, if you like what you've heard, and how could you, head over to patreon.com/P1 podcast. Throw a few shekels our way. CJ does not have enough Switch 2s yet. He needs more. He needs to build a throne of them that he can sit upon and look down upon Greg and taunt him. Look what I have. Look, I'm rubbing my butt cheeks on him right now. You can't play Mario Kart because I have them all. Every single one.
Doesn't sound like something I would say.
Bad?
No, I wouldn't say that. No.
CJ would totally say that.
No, I want my friends to also have Switch 2s.
So if you would like to help CJ achieve this lofty goal or just keep our podcast running, head over to patreon.com and join in. But I'll tell you what, friend O's, if you are a Patreon supporter of the $5 tier,
cheap,
you will gain access to a special weekly bonus episode. We record it right after this, where we play games, crack wise, having fun, doing all that stuff we can't do on the regular show. CJ?
Yeah.
I was just kind of razzing you earlier about that whole Switch 2 thing. I know you're not, that's not your heart. That's not who you are. Oh, see, I've hurt his feelings. I'm sorry. See, I feel bad.
Yeah.
I can't read your face now.
That's right.
You hide your emotions behind.
They're all under here. Jesus.
But CJ.
Yeah.
What I'm wondering,
yes,
is if we have a game this week.
Phil.
Oh my gosh.
When you said those things about my Switch 2 purchases,
those hurtful things?
Yeah. I remembered that we have a game.
Oh, we do?
Yes.
Well, good. Well,
yes, we do have a game.
I'm glad
I'm sorry
that your shattered emotions have not.
Don't know what came over me there. We do have a game. Yes, it'll be one of those seat of the pants EGM review games.
Oh no.
Oh dear.
So let's fire up the old.
You don't even have an issue planned, do you?
No. No. What I think we'll do. Is we're going to do the games of THQ.
Oh dear.
Good Lord.
Tonight.
I'll tell you what, this new EGM
tune in
compendium database has really opened up your options for this sort of thing.
Yeah, it has, and I kind of like it.
You can probably just search for THQ, right? And it brings up all the reviews.
Yeah.
Look at that. Convenient. So we're going to probably some terrible licensed games.
That's correct.
Please look forward to it.
Okay.
Please look forward to that.
Please look forward to it.
CJ?
Yeah.
You know what you need to do? You're not going to do this. You're not going to like this idea.
Yeah.
But it would bring me great joy if you did.
Ask the listeners to send in Jeopardy games so that we don't have to continue to do EGM review quizzes. Is that what you're saying?
No, it wasn't that at all.
You're blaming it on the listeners, Phil?
It genuinely was. No, that's not what I was going to say.
God, I thought you liked our listeners.
I like most of them.
Wow.
Yeah.
What? Greg counts as a listener, right?
No.
No. Well, then, yes, I guess I do. What I was going to say, CJ, before you so rudely threw me under this bus you made up.
Yeah.
And you're not going to do this. I know you're not going to do this, but I just want you to know that if you ever want to make me smile, if I'm ever feeling blue and you need to cheer me up, you were going to show up to record one week and you will have half of your beard shaved off completely. Have the full growth on the one side and just bare as a baby's bottom on the other half. And you got to be sitting in profile so I can see the facial hair. And then at the moment you want to just make me the happiest person in the world, you will turn and face the camera. And I will lose it.
Okay.
So I'm just saying.
Think about it.
Put that in your back pocket. If you ever.
I don't know. I don't think I'm going to shave it off, though.
Well, this is my point. I know. And I'll tell you what, it'll grow back. It'll grow back. This
is taking me a little while.
It's taking a few. It's fine. You have nothing but time. You're going to live forever.
What?
But if you want to make me smile, you have that ready to go.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay. I'll try.
The beard side equals the anime prospector voice. It's perfect.
That was exactly what I was thinking.
It's perfect. Thank you, Rob G.
I'll just turn my face.
You turn one way, you're talking about video games, the discussion switches to anime, you just rotate yourself over here. No, I'm talking like this. It's perfect.
There you go.
It's ready to go. I'll tell you what.
Pretty good.
People, if we got a couple bucks left over, why don't you go to patreon.com/Greg Seward to help support Greg's outstanding, and it is outstanding, web series about North America's favorite runner-up, the Sega Genesis.
Thank you, Phil. And if you are a supporter of the $3 variety,
that's so cheap.
It is cheap, Satan. Welcome.
Oh, thank you, Greg. It's good to be here.
You get early access to all my videos, 2 weeks early access to all the videos that I publish. Who knows when the next one will be? I'm as excited as you are to find out.
The devil knows.
Please support the show.
There you go. That's wonderful. Is that it then?
I think that's it.
I think so.
We've done all we need to do here. CJ?
Yes?
Thank you very much.
Thank you, Phil.
Of course. Gregory.
Yo.
Thank you as well.
Thank you, Philip.
Absolutely. And of course, as always, a big old thank you to you, our wonderful, wonderful listeners, every single darn one of you. As always, please take care of yourself, your loved ones, your family, your friends. Be kind to each other. Be kind to yourself. And we hope to see you next week.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.